Jay, it seems
Yes.
that everybody's getting the message right now. I kid about my brother, 'cause, he voted for Bush and Cheney twice, no less. Typical, rich real estate developer type thing. But completely changed over. He agrees with almost everything I say, and I told him once I believe in every conspiracy theory, not just one.
Yes. Smart man. Yeah, the only people that call conspiracies theories are the conspirators. My dad is a redneck, had a pickup truck, said God, guts, and guns made America great when I was a kid. And he meditates now, and he's studying Zen Buddhism. Shocking, incredibly shocking.
And I basically asked him, who stole my brother the other day? You might same thing with your dad. But
Yeah.
and I've been involved in these communities since 1970 kind of things, at this energy and studying all these things. The Vietnam War kind of changed my way of looking at life. The energy that we're moving in now is everybody hitting a critical mass. And the Mayan calendar, especially Carl Culliman's seminal, had really awakened me to the idea of time as consciousness. I liked Arguelles, energy and, the Celestine prophecy and I, the whole energy of what Bringers of the Dawn and Robert Marciniak brought to the table of nanosecond and the increase in speed of change. I got a sense of confidence from understanding in that connection to the sun along with the Egyptians. It gave a sense of confidence that we were going to go through this change as everybody would just transition to another level of consciousness. And I know that's Pollyannish because we're looking at reality and we say, well, we're in the days of the Last Judgment and we're going to see the whole world just crushed into a little ball of nothing if we don't do something. Is doing something what we need to do, or is it coming together as communities in a different way?
Well, I think it's self-selecting. I don't think it can be. None of this is going to come from the top. Okay, it's going to come from the bottom. It's going to come from us, and just by choosing, you're making an incredible statement about what's going to happen. And I hate to say it, a lot of people, it is going to be the Last Judgment. They're just not aware enough. Maybe they're on Prozac. I don't know what's wrong with them. I gave up kind of on them. And I think, I used to be really concerned about money when I was young. Oh, I don't have enough money. I don't have enough money. Then when I was about 35 years old, I said, screw this. I'm done with the emotional stuff with money. I don't even care anymore. I don't care if I have a job. I don't care if I have money. I quit caring completely, and all of a sudden I had money. All of a sudden it just happened like that. So I think there's something about quitting concentrating on something, and then it happens. People who are always concerned about their their wellness, which you should be concerned about, but there's people who are overly concerned, where they're watching every single thing they eat and every calorie and everything. Those people are probably going to get sick because their mind is so fixated on it. And I think we need to really take an approach where we don't care about the future. And we do care about it, but if we take this approach where, listen, I'm not going to sit around and fret and worry about what's about to happen. I'm going to live my life right now in this moment, then the future will become good. But to fret and worry about all this stuff is not going to help, and a lot of people are not going to make it. I don't think they are, and I think it's actually a conspiracy. I really do. I think I've done purposeful things to us to keep us asleep. And it doesn't matter whether it's the calcification of the pineal gland or giving alcohol to the Native Americans or heroin in the streets of New York. You trace back all of these things, you can trace them back to the same group of families, the same progenitors of hate, and we have to ignore them. We have to say, no way, man, we're not doing it.
It keeps us stuck. It keeps us staying in the problem when all we need to do is just focus on what works. Yeah,
exactly.
that's all this stuff that does.
That's right. And what works is simple, and I'm not going to dictate to anybody what works, but I can make a few suggestions. It's like fresh, clean water, fresh, clean air, really good food without toxins, people not fighting and killing each other, children that grow up in a loving environment, community, a family and friends. I mean, it just doesn't seem so difficult to me.
Right. Reacting with love rather than fear.
Yeah, and so this whole idea about the secret, that you can create your own world if you really want it, that's actually true, and that actually is the great secret. It's the great secret of alchemy. It's the great secret of esotericism. But the problem with the secret, and where I really come down hard on the people that are passing around the knowledge about the secret, is that we all have this ability, but it's what you choose. So if you choose to have, a different woman every night, or you choose to have a huge house with 80 bedrooms or something, you're not going to be happy. You're just going to have a lot of sex, and you're going to have a big, huge house that you have to pay to clean. Okay? So
right. You can if you want to. You can make those choices if you want.
You can. But they're not going to work. If you think that's going to make you happy, so you have to make it simple. So you don't say to yourself, your kids are, maybe you want to have a college education for your kids, or you don't have enough food. You say, I'm going to work on the secret, and I want to be rich. And so, you start working on your secret, and you get rich. Well, that's not the way to do it. And the way to do it is to say, I want to be happy. I want my children to be happy. And
I want peace.
Yeah, we're peaceful. But, so we're making the wrong choices. There's one of my favorite movies is this movie Bedazzled, where the devil goes to Brendan Fraser, and she says, I'll give you, 3 wishes, anything you want, right? So he says, I want to be rich, right? And so she clicks her fingers, and immediately he's in this huge mansion speaking Spanish, even though he can't speak Spanish. And he's got butlers, and he's got servants, and he's like, wow, this is great. And all of a sudden he looks out over the edge of the patio, and he sees these helicopters coming, and he asks his butler what that is. And that's the American military coming here to arrest you. And he says, why? He says, well, you're a Colombian drug dealer. And so, he was rich. He got his wish. But just because he was rich didn't mean he was doing anything right. He was a Colombian drug dealer. So we need to think about what it is we want to manifest before we get into the secret. So the secret is really quite dangerous in that it's not telling you the first part, which is make sure that what you're asking for is A, what you really want, and B, is it even a viable thing for you? So,
right.
If you're...
Yeah, it just boils down to choice, it really does.
It does. Yeah,
we just did
hold
a
that
show.
Thought, Jake. Oh, sorry, Raisa.
Yeah, we just did a show with Jeff Grupp from Antimatter Radio, and
right.
He studied Buddhism just because to wake himself up to what life is about, and so he did a critique on The Secret, and basically wrote a book called Telementation about how to feel your way into things. Of course.
Yeah.
And it's very good. We were very inspired by his work, and he's become a good friend of the cause, and that cause is what we're all about. That cause is bringing back together true community. Where we are all related. The extraterrestrials, the terrestrials, or the humans. Everybody has this sense of relationship, and